Well, we could tell from the start that this was a bad idea. You see, in 2004, a Japanese scientist named Akauti developed a chip. Not the type of chip that you'd eat with dip and salsa. A chip that's implanted into your brain that's used as a form of artificial intelligence to take over someone's body and enhance their overall immune and nervous systems. Basically creating a superhuman that can progress over 6 times faster than the average human can. In some terms, a newborn implanted with the chip will be able to learn full grammatically correct sentences in proper grammar by 1.5 years of age. As well as intelligence, the chip also enhances physical ability. A newborn with the chip will have the ability to walk about 1 month of age. The simplest way that I can explain this is that it alters the immune system, the immune and nervous systems, so that the brain and heart command the body to grow and mature much faster than the average human. That's the best way that I could explain it to people who aren't so friendly with science, I guess you could say. Friendly with neuroscience. Well, we were going to find the research and we were going to reproduce it. See, Akauti has a son. His son is my friend. So, how we did it is, well, how we tried to do it. My friend Yakomi, who is the son of Akauti, got the plane tickets for a couple friends and I. Our destination was California, the initial testing area for the chips. Upon our arrival in Los Angeles, we wasted no time in any sightseeing, touring, or visiting friends or family. We went to the first truck rental we could find and rented a Ford Tundra. From there we drove to the exact location on Yakomi's global positioning system. There we found a large factory in the middle of a large field of dead grass. We walked up to the fence that was bordering the giant gray building and noticed an old-looking graffiti-littered sign that read, "Authorized personnel only." We merely cut the chains that were holding the two sides of the fence together and pushed it open. We walked forward in a large abandoned courtyard. It looked as if it used to once be a thriving, nice place. In the center of the courtyard, we noticed a large chip cement fountain. It's not much surprise there was no water. The walls of the building were covered in peeling gray paint, and it seemed that the farther up the building we looked, the more decay that we seemed to notice. No matter. We were here for one thing only, to find Akauti's notes and reproduce his work. We walked up to the entrance of the building when our friend Naomi said, "Guys, I'm not so sure about this. Is it really a good idea? I mean, walking into an old abandoned factory doesn't seem all that legal, especially since there seems no way that we can do this without breaking and entering." "Relax," I said. "It's not like we're doing anything wrong. We're just going for Yakomi's dad's notes and then we'll be off." "Yeah, besides, nobody's gonna find out," said Yakomi. "Whatever. I'm going in whether you want us to or not," I said. "I'm the only one with a license, though, so unless you feel like walking back to Chicago, I suggest you stay with us, Naomi," Yakomi said. "Ugh, you guys can really be asses sometimes," Naomi said. "So are you coming?" Yakomi and I said in unison. "How much of a choice do I have?" Naomi replied sarcastically. We walked up to the front door and tried to figure out a way in. The door wouldn't budge, so we had to figure out another way in. Just then I remembered that I'd packed a rope and a grappling hook. We went to the back of the truck and grabbed the rope. Then I tied the rope to the oddly shaped exhaust pipe of the truck and hooked the grappling hook to the bar attached to the door on the building. Yakomi got in the truck and floored the gas, slowly ripping the door off the wall. "Yeah, not doing anything wrong at all," Naomi said. I rolled my eyes, then walked off into the building with Yakomi and Naomi. However, Naomi hesitantly followed. The second we entered, we were greeted by a foul smell. It was horrible. It smelled like rotten cauliflower and eggs. I felt alongside the nearest wall until my hand hit a bump. I pushed on the bump, and to all of our surprise, the lights of the building came on. We were in a large square room. The room was well furnished. If it wasn't for the rancid smell and decay, the place would look as if it had been never abandoned. I stopped to marvel for a moment. We were actually doing it. We were going to change the world. Or so we thought. We carried on through the building when we saw some light illuminating from the second floor. I said we should split up in search of notes and any valuable equipment. I started wandering the corridors of the large building, the foul smell seeming to get even more heavy as I went. Then I heard a loud shriek. It was a woman. Naomi, I thought to myself. It was her. I had to go and find her. I sprinted off back to where I came from, then I tripped. I looked over to see what had tripped me, then something caught my eye. I looked up in shock to see a long figure standing over me. He lifted his arm, then I blacked out. I should probably tell you why I'm recording this. I've got the chip in my head. It won't be long before I'm one of them. I suppose you deserve some better explanation. I woke up in a room, white lights burning in my eyes as I wake. I was on my stomach. I tried to move, but I couldn't. I was tied down. My head was strapped into place on a long table. There was a hole for me to be able to see the ground below me. Moments later, I heard the sound of a drill. It was getting closer and closer. Seconds later, I let out a scream. Something was cutting into the back of my head. I was in such excruciating pain. Right before I blacked out, I heard a soothing voice say, "Welcome home, brother." I made this recording to notify you that they are strong. You need to hide. You can't trust any... Welcome home.